every one of you, and welcome to the mildly entertaining Eric Zane Show podcast at times. This is a daily show that where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures each and every day from the Impact Power Sports studio. Impact Power Sports, you can find them online at impactpowersportsmi.com. Great group over there. Thanks to them. If you want a Yamaha golf cart, that's where you go. Perhaps you're looking for an ATV, UTV, e-bike, go-kart, motorcycle, you name it, side by side. Do they still make the three-wheelers? I don't think they do, but hell, maybe they can make one for you. They have an outstanding service department as well that can take care of your existing gear if you need any service on what you got right now. Thank you so much to them. So I'm torn about what I should start on the show. I'll talk about it all, but I don't know if I should start with ridiculous or serious, because as we speak, there's another bit of ridiculousness in my trolling efforts. One of my more ridiculous trolls, I'm getting more and more off the reservation on what I'm doing to get people riled up on the Segment 18 page. And so I was contemplating, I'll just start with this. I was contemplating this post, and it's like, should I be this gaslighting? Because I have really, really started to enjoy the concept of gaslighting. It's one of my favorite things in the world. And I'm not 100% like gaslighting is when you, like, if you tell somebody about a current scenario and you try to convince them that they're crazy. So, like, if I shot the dog and Pooh Bear says, "Oh my God, you shot the dog," and I would say, "No, I didn't. You shot the dog." And then she's like questioning her own reality because I continue to gaslight her. I think I've got it. I think that's what gaslighting is. All right? So that's what I'm doing. I am trying my hardest to gaslight these people. And I think it's working. My game with these morons is to lie. Easy. How are you getting these people upset? Well, I lie to them. Proudly. I proudly and knowingly am lying. All right? Now, not about everything. Like, for example, they got all pissed off. This wasn't gaslighting. This was true. Like when I was calling the holiday break-ins the holiday fake-ins. They said, "Oh, yeah, you said it's a scam." I said, "No, I didn't say it was a scam. I said it was real. I called it the fake-in, not because of the reason you're thinking. It was something entirely different. The sniffles, the leaving the studio to go out in the hall or sit in your car while the break-in's miles away and you're acting like you're right there on scene. That's why." And the theater of the stories, you know. You could have a break-in recipient who is got her and her husband, dual income, no kids. And then when you hear the story, it's like, "Oh, yeah, she's got 4 kids. They all have leg hair cancer." You know, theater. That's a crazy example, but you get what I'm talking about. But this is just fantastic. I had there was one person on there who, well, actually went to my page, just Justin Castleman. He went to my page and he had well, he's doing the same thing. So it's all par for the course. And he said, you are a massive piece of shit, my guy. Maybe go catch another DUI. At least then you had humility. And it's like, what? I've never gotten a DUI. And I said so. This is the second comment you've made about this supposed DUI. I've never gotten one, thank God. I haven't drank since June of 96. I've never done drugs either. Thanks for the time. Well, I went over to my segment 18 page, and I posted it there. Now, they all think that a guy named Will Monroe built that page. But he didn't. I did. Or at least that's what they think. I did not really build that page, but I said to them that it's my page, and I used the name Will Monroe. Will Monroe is a different person. He lives somewhere down south. I talk to him all the time, and we have hilarious conversations back and forth of, can you believe these assholes think I'm you? And he's like, oh, my God, Zane. So he's not really involved, but he lets me get away with it. So I tell them that that's my page. So I posted it on there. He has to approve it. And I even said to him, I go, hey, there's a big troll coming your way. And so he approved it today. I sent it yesterday. He didn't put it up yesterday. He put it up today. And now it's catching a little bit of traction. It says, easy again, abused by FBHW audience member just another day. So I'm saying that I'm the victim. So now that's the gaslighting part of it. I'm not a victim. And nor am I, well, I am abused, but that's a good thing. If they're abusing me, that's excellent. Hashtag 6 kids. Hashtag boyfriend 6,000 miles away. Hashtag hot wing girlfriend looks like ex-wife. So that's what happened. Let's take a look at some of the comments. Anonymous says, maybe you didn't create a page for, maybe if you didn't create a page for a show that you got fired from and clearly hate everyone on the show, you wouldn't get dragged into things. I think it's time to get a new therapist and maybe try some new medication. I wrote, it's true. I own the page. I created it when I was on the show. Not sure why all of you turned on me and try to cancel me all the time. And I don't hate them. We agreed to do this type of wrestling work, and it's backfiring. I just talked to Greg, and he can't believe the turn it's taken. So now they'll take that and run with it because they're stupid. Bro talks about being bullied and abused while actively bullying someone in a hashtag. And I wrote, I didn't write the hashtags. It's the algorithm. They'll believe that. And if they don't believe it, they'll then just continue the conversation. Which is exactly what a heel does. You want this. I've said it all along. You either want an excellent positive reaction or an excellent negative reaction. They're both excellent. The easy one is the negative reaction. It's so easy with this group. Oh, my God. Alan says, I feel very sorry for you. It's not polite. Alan Reinhardt says, it's not polite to pick on the handicapped. I don't know what he means by that. Everyone leave Eric alone. You know he's incapable of defending himself. I said, don't feel sorry. I'm used to the abuse. So this guy says, cry me a fucking river, you sad piece of shit. Chris Jenkum says, don't hang out on a page of a show you got removed from. You are only here because you crave this attention and you can't get it at your own place. Still baffles me why you choose to interact. You don't work here anymore. You are aware of that, right? Alan Reinhardt says to Chris Jenkum, I almost wonder if it's a weird marketing plot, like having a nemesis to the show makes casual fans care a little more or something. I like how he actually figures it out, but he's not really sure if he's figured it out. Chris responds to Alan with, it has to be. There's no way he enjoys this feedback. Then Charlie says it is. It increases engagement with this page. And you might be thinking to yourself, why in the world is he revealing this now on the show? They don't the extent of what they do is this. They're not going to come and actually listen to the show. Why is Hot Wings hashtagged on that? Are they supposed to be insulting? I clearly don't listen well enough, Stephanie says. I didn't know that one of the girls' boyfriend lives 6,000 miles away, and I have no idea what Hot Wings' girlfriend looks like. Hell, I don't even know what his ex looks like, and what his ex-wife looks like. Yeah, he's pretty buttoned up. She does look just like his ex, and his ex is as pretty as a picture. Oh, my God. She's so beautiful. This is excellent. Kyle says, not a fan of the dude, but if he quit drinking, I'll give it a hell yeah, brother. All right, cool. Oh, my God. Bread Bull Brain Chris says, work here? Do they think that they are employees of the show? They're delusional. Oh, excellent. Nick is here. He's in Texas. He is our air traffic controller. Bread Bull Brain Chris says, you were so humble when you got that DUI that nobody ever heard about it. Yeah, what is that supposed to be? Where did he come up with that? People have thoughts about me all the time, wild stories. It was Charity Scam Mike, my brother-in-law, who was up north not that long ago for like a snowmobile adventure with some buddies. And, at every stoplight town up there, there's a bar, roadside bar. Picture like the one in the movie Roadhouse. It's there. And he's at the bar. And whenever he encounters someone from West Michigan, he drops my name. And so it's not out of the question to get a FaceTime at like 11, 12 at night. And it's him sitting next to a stranger who's up there from here who knows me. And he's proving to them that we are brother-in-law. And so this happens all the goddamn time. It's hilarious. And the most recent one, I missed it. And then he texted me. And the guy that he was talking to said, oh, yeah, I heard about when he got fired. Yeah, that was bad. And then it eventually led to Mike thinking that guy had some information that was incorrect. And he goes, how do you think Eric got fired? And he goes, oh, yeah, he beat the shit out of his wife, went to jail. So Mike said, I put an end to that real quick. Donut Dan said, play into the DUI thing and troll them even more. Birch Barlow adds, I will still argue that these neckbeards do this hoping Kelly sees, and in their mind they might get laid. Ashley says, I like when that one guy called you unemployed. And I told them, yeah, I've been unemployed a total of 2 months in my entire life. What was I going to get to? Shit. I was going to say, God, it was a joke in there somewhere. Oh, it wasn't a joke. Kelly's new boyfriend that lives in like a rural village, I believe in Spain. It is in Spain. Did you ever see the movie Borat when he's walking through his home community in Kazakhstan, the new boyfriend lives like that. Like he's got a R-word brother named Bilo. He lives in this tiny, impoverished Spanish hamlet. I know this because several of you have sent me the pictures from her Instagram. And so, it says his name on the pictures and everything. So I'm going to do a little background searching on that. And I found out that, he would have to start the day doing like milking cows and tending the goats. So, and it's adorable, actually. It's what I would love it. And it's rolling hills in Spain and shit. And it's nice. And he still lives with his mommy. And he's 20. So, okay. Now, I love this. I mean, that's by the information that I've gathered. 20-year-old lives in a little, like a hut, practically. Hang on, I got to drink this. So, she's 44. That is quite an age difference. My God. So you got a couple things going against you. 6,000 miles between you and a massive age difference. I might be wrong on the age. I'm just going to say alleged. Allegedly, he's 20. He might be 38. I don't know. Ben Glaze says, and a massive dong. I love it. I think it's romantic. This whole thing is awesome. I think it's going to work out. I think it's a perfect environment for a wonderful relationship. What could possibly go wrong? Okay. Yesterday was the Griffins hockey game. And I'm walking out of, there was a couple things that happened. First and foremost, something really dramatic happened that I couldn't believe. That is not great. Let me just get to this. It's disturbing, but we're getting back to another, it appears to be a stalking incident on your old pal EZ, because a former Zaniac stalked me out at the game and made sure that we made eye contact. And this happens from time to time. Not a goddamn thing I can do about it. I can't keep Zaniacs from going to the hockey game. But this time, the Zaniac tried to get me to react and tried to get me to say or do something that would harm me in the eyes of my boss. John and Jennison. The game is done. They won. Awesome. I stand up, and I'm putting on my overcoat. And I turn to the left, and he's pressed up to the glass. We're face to face. And I look at him, and I'm looking at him the way I'm looking at you. And he says, pussy. So what did I do? Nothing. I rolled my eyes. I went just like that. And it's a damn good thing because I turn around and I'm being videoed. There's another person there. And I don't know who it was. Never seen that person before. But that person was in on it. It was an attempt to get me to do something horrible, like overreact. And then they would take that video, and then they would somehow try to give me. I can guarantee you that was what was going to happen. My God. Don't know who it was. I'm guessing it was set up. But yeah. Looked me in the face, called me a pussy, and I rolled my eyes and I turned around and walked away. Astonishingly, right after that, there was like a few people that wanted pictures, which was great. That made me feel good because that guy got to see, John and Jennison got to see me taking pictures with some of my adoring fans that love me very much. People that I love too. And I was happy to oblige them. Skip says, trying to take money out of your pocket is weak as hell. Yeah, that's how that guy rolls. Now, if I see him at the gas station, the last time I saw him in person, because he doesn't live that far. He lives over in the ghetto. And I remember I saw him at the Speedway. Again, he sought me out. I was pumping my gas. I didn't know he was there. He saw me there, and then he circles around me. He keeps circling around me in his vehicle while I'm pumping gas. Then he parks, and I'm walking in to go get a water, and I start going, John, look at you. And I'm holding I go, look at how round you are. What is going on? He goes, yeah, what about you? Or something like that. And then that was it. So I'll give it right back to him if we're out there. So I'm definitely not a pussy. And, okay, great. So now I've got Zaniacs coming to the hockey games and trying to incite me to respond to their attacks. You know, because you never get in trouble for the first one. You get in trouble for the second one. If there had been video of me, whatever, giving him the finger, grabbing my balls, telling him to fuck off, that would have been a problem. And so that happened. John and Jennison shows up at the rink. He does that. I turn around. I'm being videoed. And after I rolled my eyes, I didn't do a goddamn thing. I was proud of myself. Skip says he went low, you went higher, which is rare. Yes. Rebecca says, what a fucking creeper. Maureen says they're so childish. Do they not have anything better to do? It's so bizarre. Well, they're obsessed. These people are obsessed with me. They all listen. They all watch. They can't comment. Pellerito's been showing his face, too. Ben Glaze promoted the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast on Facebook. And Pellerito, he made a comment like, why am I blocked? Onto Ben's post. Because he's not blocked on Ben's. But that's how this works. They're really odd. They'll be like gone for the longest time, and then they just show up in force. So no doubt this is all part of some big conspiracy and big plan that they've got, probably involving that fat slob Jamingo, who I can't even believe is alive, frankly. I think he's paralyzed. Tyler says, I remember when he'd call into BBL, you could hear his fat over the phone. Rebecca says, does he still have the mail order China bride? Well, she said mail order bride, but he was in, his wife is Chinese. And he's got kids that are half Chinese, which is cool to me. But I guess they're still happily married. So I don't know if it was a mail order bride. I think it might be he actually fell in love. She's very nice. John's an asshole. If he wants to arrange a fight, so if any former Zaniacs want to team up with Kelly Cheese, I will fight them. And they can all line up. And, I will fight them until I can't fight anymore. We can do celebrity boxing with former Zaniacs. All right. A big welcome to everybody who's watching the show on Facebook, YouTube, and Kick. I am going to kick you out, though. If you want the rest of the show, I'm going to discuss the Minnesota catastrophe in just a moment. You don't want to miss that because I've got a great fucking take on the whole thing. As much as I hate to say that, I hate to use something as horrible as that as part of my content, but it's I would be foolish to ignore this. If you want that, you have to head over to Twitch, twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. I have a second platform. It's Patreon, patreon.com/Eric Zane. Just yesterday, I posted brand new episodes of the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast, episode 221, and the latest Who Are These Free Beers, show number 83, where Hot Wings was in charge. Kind of. And boy, that was miserable. I hope Free Beer never leaves again. I hope Free Beer, there can never be another day where Free Beer and Kelly are gone. Because I felt like I was drowning in despair listening to how horrible that was. Oh my God. If Free Beer died and then I posted Dancing Pallbearers and then Kelly got trafficked in Spain and was never to be heard from again, and Hot Wings had to do the show, I would cancel Who Are These Free Beers. I would never do it again because I cannot slog through Hot Wings and Steve with stupid-ass Maitland ever again. It was that awful. Patreon.com/Eric Zane if you want to hear the review of that show with Ben Glaze and myself. Email me on the Shoreliners Striping inbox, eric@ericzaneshow.com. And again, thank you to the folks watching on Kick, YouTube, and Facebook.